Hi, and welcome to Daily Reviews, where I take a couple minutes to look at something and I tell you what I think about it. Today we're going to be looking at the Wolverine. I saw this release last night at 10, which was very cool because I didn't have to go at midnight because I was out of work. But, I had very low expectations going to see this movie. First of all, First Class was awesome. Wolverine Origins was pitifully bad. It was terrible. The first 20 minutes was good, and then the rest was so silly and it was terrible. X-Men 3 was fine at the time when I saw it. I was young, but now that I've looked back on it, it's not that good. But, so how's Wolverine? It's awesome. I love this movie so much. I was so excited afterwards. Yeah, I was surprised. First of all, I was surprised when I went to the theater. There wasn't a lot of people, which kind of worries me that this movie's not going to make that much money, but, you know, pretty much any superhero movie does now. Not necessarily, I guess, well, at least Marvel stuff has seemed to be making money. Because I had the same worry about First Class, but maybe the good reviews helped sell some tickets because that movie did alright. So, this movie, I don't think it's going to get reviews, so let me talk about why I think it's good, and then I'll talk about why some of the reviews might contradict mine. So, first of all, this movie takes place pretty much solely in Japan, except for the first beginning part, and that's super cool because it's something so like unique and personal to Wolverine, which is awesome to see because the other one they like force all these other mutants like Gambit and Deadpool, which barely was Deadpool, and they're like, here, we're in the movie, ha ha ha. This was Wolverine. There was villain, you know, Viper or Madame Hydra, whatever they turned her into. And then everyone else was like part of Wolverine's world, like Mariko, and who changed the story a little bit, but for the best. This has such good character and relationship parts, better than any other superhero movie I can think of off the top of my head. It was so real, and you could tell how they could like really care for each other, and how Logan and Wolverine could care for these characters after a short time, and they were very likable. And the special effects in the movie were awesome. They were like over the top. Then there was a nuclear explosion right at the beginning. It's not a spoiler, so don't worry. It was epic, and some of the fights were really good, but so the effects were good, but some of the camera movements were kind of bad. Well, mostly like in one city fight, which seemed like the cam was wrestling with the people, and it was kind of hard to see because I feel like that's kind of a lost art, the action like camera movement, just because of the CG and all this explosions they could do now. That's kind of a lost art of where the camera should be, but for the most part it did really good, and the scene on the train was just awesome. It was silly, unrealistic, and it was awesome. So how the movie is it's a serious plot with ridiculous stuff happening. I mean that by like, it's not silly and goofy. There's some laughs, but it was very heartfelt. But you know, there's still a giant samurai guy. Wolverine, you know, gets his healing factor taken away, and stuff like that. Like silliness happens, but it's in a serious tone, which I think is going to be a turnoff for a lot of people. But I loved it. If you read comics, you understand like these crazy situations, but it has like a serious tone. Sadly, I think that's going to turn off a lot of people. I think that's why it's going to have some mediocre reviews, but I loved it. It was so much fun. The action was off the top. They handled the killing very well because Wolverine kills people. And I'm not a big fan of gore just to be gore because I think it's silly. And this movie did really well because they didn't show like all the killing to get like the rated R, but he does kill, you know, so it makes a point of him killing. So I think it handled that very well. The plot was it was complicated. I think that might be another turn off people, but I liked that it was complicated. I didn't want to just, you know, hey, you're Wolverine, why don't you just come kill us? You know, it was deeper than that, and yes, so the positives were, you know, being in Japan, the character relationships were so good, the effects were good. This movie wasn't perfect by any means, but it was so much fun, and definitely had its big flaws, like Viper was kind of weak. The story got a little crazy at the end, but it brought it home nicely, and it was just so much fun. It's a Wolverine movie like I want to see. If you were fans of Wolverine, if you read any of the Frank Miller stuff, and actually even recently with Jason Aaron taking his character, you know, like on his own, yes, You'll love it. It's so good. Go see it. Don't see it in 3D. I had to because that's the only time, like that's the only one I could see was in 3D at the 10 o'clock showing, but it wasn't worth it. There was like no 3D effects, and I'm not a big fan of 3D, so see it in theaters because it's a lot of fun. It's loud action, and you'll be surprised with a lot of the heart in it. So that's my review. I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. Very close to the best superhero movie this summer. Still have to go to Iron Man 3, but barely. This movie's just so much fun. Go see it. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment. Please, yeah, continue to support me. New reviews almost every day. I'm trying, eventually I will try to get to every day. So, comments. Tell me if you like the movie. If you disagree with me, good. I'll argue with you in the comments. So, until next time, I will check you later.